the reality is security is a full contact sport. So great technology, which we have, but at the end of the day, you need great people to bring that technology to life.
Michael Montoya is the COO of BlueVoyant, taking a few minutes out of his busy schedule to sit down with us here at RSAC in San Francisco, California. Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. Excited to be here. Hopefully you're all enjoying it. It's RSA is always an exciting time, so it's great for the security industry.
It absolutely is. So let's talk about your work with integrated cyber defense. What are some of the biggest gaps today that you see in the marketplace, and how do you feel that BlueVoyant is pretty uniquely positioned to address a lot of those concerns?
Yeah, this is one of the most exciting spaces. I mean, the reality is, as a former practicing CISO, just getting visibility across your entire estate is one challenge. But when you look at your third-party risk elements too, and your fourth-party risks and all the supply chain risks that are coming in, major gaps in the industry right now. Something that BlueVoyant does brilliantly is we bring all of that posture together of not only what your initial estate looks like, your first-party estate, but how do we integrate all that third-party and supply chain activity into that capability to give you a more holistic view of what's going on in your estate. Big gap for CISOs out there, and one of the things I'm most excited to do with this company.
And Michael, how do you feel as if the solutions that you and your colleagues at BlueVoyant can put forward really are differentiating factors from a lot of other competitors in the space?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the elements, but I think at a higher level, if you look at the fact that the landscape is changing so fast, and most CISOs out there, most security organizations out there, and you hear this all the time, are just dealing with so many tools at their disposal. And you can hear about it, platformization, single panes of glass that they have to deal with. It's just a real challenge to get full visibility across what does my estate look like, and what is that third-party estate that is so important for me to look at, and how do I bring guidance and prioritization to what I need to focus on most. And that's one of the things we do at BlueVoyant so brilliantly, is not only do we give context to what's happening in your estate around visibility, but then guidance, and then in some cases control, and help you actually eradicate the risk, whether it be block an action, change a password, do some of the more blocking and tackling for you on your behalf when it comes to handling your day-to-day operations. And it's just a big challenge out in the industry right now that we bring to the market.
Let me ask you a bit about your expanded security operations centers. Talk to me about the technology that has gone into empowering those types of expansions as of late.
Well, it's a great question. I mean, the reality is security is a full contact sport. So great technology, which we have, but at the end of the day, you need great people to bring that technology to life. So we invest a lot in our security operations centers. We have centers here in the United States, centers in Europe. We're investing in Asia now. The whole point is to bring more global follow the sun capabilities to keep in touch and meet our customers where they're at, because our customer base is becoming much more global. So we're making big investments in places like Japan, places like Ireland, and we recently launched our Cork, Ireland Security Operations Center, not only to help us do that follow the sun, but also invest in a lot of regulatory issues around residency for the European region. But we're going to continue to invest in that. And those analysts are at the heart of what we do every day in terms of helping us identify risks, enrich the platform so that we can stay ahead of potential risks that we're seeing, and inevitably work on behalf of the customers where there's specific areas that we have to help them address their cyber concerns.
I gotta say, I love that line of calling security a full contact sport. That's a great description for the space, and I think a lot of the challenges, it sounds that your industry writ large faces.
Yeah, and it is, and it's part of the challenge is just recruitment. I mean, you probably see this everywhere, right? I mean, there is gaps in talent everywhere, in every market you can look at. You see reports from 10 million professionals needed down to whatever the number, or whatever the number may be. Reality is there's a major gap in terms of supply of just great talent out there, and that's where technology is helping us augment that. But CISOs out there are consistently looking for, how do I recruit great talent? We offer a solution that not only our platform helps them offset some of that, but then we supply a lot of that talent for them through our operations centers.
Michael, what is the role of some emerging technologies, things like machine learning and artificial intelligence, for you and your team to be successful at expanding those operation centers?
Yeah, they're so critical, so critical. AI, we do a lot of ML today across our platform, like a lot of organizations do. We're building more AI into it as well, more generative AI. But think about vulnerabilities for a moment. So today, the way you look at vulnerabilities, in terms of, some supplier out there may have an emerging risk, and they have a CVSS score. I don't know if you've heard of these, but some vulnerability score that says, hey, this specific vulnerability has this kind of rating, and it's usually a 0 to 10. 10 being the ones that are just shut them down fast. 1 maybe got a little bit more time. we have, using LLMs in our own third-party risk programs, we actually analyze all this data, and we're able to actually, in many cases, within days, actually predict the weighting of that risk before even the institutions come out within themselves, which gives our customers distinct advantages to say, hey, listen, here's a known vulnerability. We don't know the impact of this risk yet, but thanks to the BlueVoyant platform, we're able to assess this emerging vulnerability and identify using Gen AI the ability to something we got to get on fast and maybe get in before everybody else does, or we've got a little bit more time to wait. We can go focus on some other parts of our risk stack. So that's just one of the areas where that is bringing, Gen AI is just bringing more efficiency to our platform. We're doing some other things with Microsoft. We just are part of a private preview with them using agentic AI capabilities to help our customers deploy faster and then ensure that their deployments using more bot type capabilities, their deployments are within a certain configuration idealism so that they're not configuring something and connecting something to the Microsoft platform that could bring them more risk or not take full advantage of the ability of the capabilities that the Microsoft platform brings as well. So these are some of the things we're investing in on AI that's helping us a lot. And just the agentic AI is a big piece of what we're doing.
What an amazing time to be in such an exciting space. You mentioned a risk stack. Third-party cybersecurity risk has been top of mind for nearly everyone that we've interviewed so far here in San Francisco, and really seems to be top of mind for RSAC this year in particular. Yeah. Talk to me about some of those common mistakes or pitfalls you see companies make, or any vendors out there who might not be fully aware of those third-party cybersecurity concerns.
It's a great question. I'm not surprised it's top of mind. There's a lot of CISOs are asked, tell me what you show the board. And I was asked this question a lot myself also. And the reality is they vary. You have a lot of different things you show the board, but one thing that's always constant, third-party risk. Every board cares about it. Every organization cares about it because they recognize that your own estate is not the only thing you have to worry about, but you rely on so many other factors to deliver services, which is why you think like secure bomb or SBOM, you might have heard that comment as well. So delivering SBOM capabilities for customers, these are all things that are so important that organizations are kind of thinking through. And I think the biggest challenge that folks don't think through is not just their third-party risk, but what does my third party of my third party look like? How is that fourth-party risk? And what you're seeing now in regulations, specifically in Europe, you're seeing more regulators start to ask companies, don't just help us understand who you're directly partnering with for your solutions, but we'd like to understand that partner ecosystem as well of their third party. So that whole concept of fourth party or end party is a big issue, and a lot of folks miss that. It's one of the things our platform help folks do, is not just look at your third party, but your fourth party of your suppliers as well to give you more exposure into that.
Michael Montoya is the COO at BlueVoyant, sitting down with us here in San Francisco. Thanks a lot for all the time, and congratulations on all the success.
I appreciate it. Thank you.